Depending on how you feel about the Jets front office, you may be saying this offseason is a little bit of a win. A little bit of a shakeup isn't necessarily a bad thing. The Jets already moved on from Rex Hogan. Well, now it appears Chad Alexander is taking a job with the LA Chargers, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Jets dropped the ball. Before we get into the video, make sure you head over to TalkinJets.com. Get yourself a ticket to our first round NFL draft party. It's the first one we're doing in person. We've been doing the online one for like the last 5 years. We're still going to be streaming it live. But if you want to hang out with us, get in on the crowd cam, 3-hour open bar buffet, tickets on sale at TalkinJets.com. But let's hop into our video of the day. And this is the Jets losing Chad Alexander to the LA Chargers. Now, this is someone you may not realize or know who he is, but I feel like the New York Jets have dropped the ball here. And we've seen a little bit of change over the last few, I guess, week and a half, 2 weeks or so, with Rex Hogan being let go. And now this move happens, and now everyone's kind of thinking like, oh God, what's going on? You got the Athletic article that came out with Robert Saleh. So like the whole front office sort of seems like it's in a little bit of turmoil. But let's hop over to this. Connor Hughes broke this story. Chad Alexander, the Jets' director of player personnel, is leaving to take a promotion as the Chargers' assistant general manager, sources tell SNY. Alexander will be a GM in short order. He's a rising star in the front office world, spent 2 decades with the Ravens before joining Joe Douglas in New York. The two worked closely together. So first and foremost, yes, very different than Rex Hogan. This guy is getting a promotion to another job as opposed to Rex Hogan, who the Jets mutually parted ways with. Now, mutually is usually the term for, hey, you made some really bad draft picks or made some poor decisions. Let's just end this relationship now. It's not you, it's me. That's what they were saying. With this situation, Chad Alexander actually gets to go and improve his resume going over to the Chargers. He obviously spent 20 years with the Baltimore Ravens, down with John Harbaugh. Now he goes over to a new regime with Jim Harbaugh in LA. And look, there's a few things that you can say about this. 1, obviously a promotion. 2, job security. The Jets front office and Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, they could all be gone at the end of the season if this thing doesn't pan out right. Obviously, if he hops over to Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers, he's going to have a 4-year, 5-year window with that coaching staff to at least continue to build his resume. And it's not that black mark on the end where they're like, hey, you're canned at the end of the year. Now, I have no issues with anything that Chad Alexander did with leaving for a better position. I think that makes a ton of sense. Now, where I'm irritated with it's the New York Jets side of things. And I don't think this is a Joe Douglas thing based on how closely these guys work together and how like far back they go. This feels more like a Woody Johnson move to me, where this guy, Chad Alexander, our director of player personnel, literally left our team, who people think is going to be a GM, left for an assistant GM position, the job that we just removed Rex Hogan from because we didn't want to put anyone in that position. We obviously weren't hiring from outside, but we didn't want to promote anyone from within. The Jets, and I think more specifically Woody Johnson, forced this guy to go out and find a position because he sees no upward movement with the New York Jets at this time. He's not, if he can't get assistant GM here, Joe Douglas is here. He's not necessarily getting a GM position with Douglas here. So having him go across country was just part of us not promoting from within. And what's frustrating about that is if you have a minority coach or a minority GM candidate or something like that that gets hired into a GM role, you get 2 third-round picks. And this guy's on like the short list. So all you had to do is just make this guy an assistant GM here. And then when he gets hired as a GM, then you get your 2 third-round picks. Because he's hired as an assistant GM over in LA, the Jets don't get diddly squat. So we're going to put in the work and the effort, but the Chargers are going to reap the benefits of it. This is really frustrating. And this is one of those, like, it's not even a 4D chess move. I mean, maybe it is to some extent, but like the forethought that you could have had to at least be like, hey, we should retain some guys that are valuable across the league, because then at the very least, I mean, maybe they offered it to him and he turned it down. I feel like that's probably a little bit of a stretch, but like, hold on to your own. So not getting those 2 third-round picks for a guy that you developed, really, really frustrating. And you could say it stinks. You know what else stinks? I'm going to guess your balls. And if you have not checked this out, the sponsor of the channel, Mando, is dropping a really cool promo code for us. Jets Talk, you'll get $5 off. That's 40% off a starter pack over at shopmando.com. They have the best creams and deodorants and everything to make you de-stink. I don't care if it's like your fat rolls, your butt crack, your balls, your grundle, your feet, your anywhere. You can literally put this stuff on anything. It's aluminum free, baking soda free, cruelty free. If you want to try and score like our New York Jets have not been able to do on Valentine's Day, not that the Jets play on Valentine's Day, but if you want to score because our Jets can't score, make sure you head over to Mando.com because they are going to hook you up with a really cool starter pack. You can kind of mix and match all the different pieces that you want to add in, the different scents. I've been enjoying the bourbon leather personally because I want to smell like a man. When I'm filming, doing all these videos, the lights are on. I have a fan above me, but it gets hot. The balls don't necessarily agree with all the situations that go on, especially if you're wearing sweatpants down below. So if you want to stay fresh, you want to stay clean, you want to smell good, and you want to have an opportunity to, you guys smell nice, right? It all starts there. Make sure you head over to shopmando.com, use promo code JetsTalk to get yourself a starter pack for 40% off. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about losing Chad Alexander? Do you think it's a big deal? Do you think it's one of those rearranging chairs on the Titanic type situations? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.